So naturalists don't believe that there's anything outside. So before they even look at the articles, they're approaching those artifacts and all of the evidence from a perspective which necessarily precludes it being related to a supernatural thing. So what we have to do is, I would just keep pointing to the evidence for Jesus, because his existence demonstrates that the supernatural is possible, right? If he's who he claimed to be, then supernatural has to be possible. And I think all of that would break, all that dam would totally break if they came to accept Jesus for who he was. And I would get them to really heavily scrutinize the accounts of Jesus, and not from a naturalistic perspective, but from an objective perspective. Say, I don't believe in naturalism, I don't believe in God, I just want to, if this is true, if I can demonstrate that this thing likely happened, then I can choose what to believe, right? So as much as they're scholars, they're not always as objective as they would. Because if they were, I think, and they're honest, they would have a hard time not believing. They'd be struggling more with not believing than with trying to believe. That's the only explanation I have for it. Because it's like, you always have to go to the philosophy side. You got to go like a couple of steps back and say, okay, what are you even approaching the evidence from? Like, what perspective? They would argue they're being objective, but they're not, because they're not going where the evidence leads. They're ruling out certain evidence because of the worldview they had prior to investigating at the beginning.